Welcome to the Jay and Joe Show. I'm Jake.
And I'm Jason.
And today we're going to be ranking our top 5 college football matchups of this weekend. And first, we're going to be starting with number 6 Michigan at number 24 Michigan State. This is a big rivalry. What do you think about this one, Jason?
I think Michigan, they've been playing really great lately. They just came off a blowout win against Wisconsin. And Michigan State, they're 4-2, but I mean their wins aren't that great. So I think Michigan's going to go in there and beat them.
I agree 100%. You know, Michigan State, they did just come off of that big win against number 18 Penn State, but they're obviously a throwing team. They average 273 throwing yards a game, and no one on their team has over 100 rushing yards in any game this year. So if Michigan can stop the throw, which they've proven they can, because they haven't allowed over 200 throwing yards any game this season, I think they have this one pretty easily. Next, we have unranked Auburn at unranked Ole Miss. What do you think?
Auburn, they've been playing really bad lately. They just had a loss to Tennessee at home. They lost to LSU at home. I think Ole Miss, they just came off a great road win. They had to come back against Arkansas. I think Ole Miss rides that momentum, and they just go in there and beat Auburn.
I think Auburn is on a downward spiral. You know, they've done bad the past few weeks. Ole Miss isn't necessarily better, but the momentum, I just think Auburn doesn't have it, and Ole Miss does. It might be a good game, but I think Auburn is ultimately going to lose, and Gus Malzahn is fired. That's my bold prediction. Next, 22 Mississippi State at number 5 LSU. What's your take?
LSU, they've been playing great lately. They just beat the number 2 team in the country. They've had 3 top 10 wins already this season. Joe Burrow, his stats aren't the greatest, but when he needs to make plays, he'll make plays. So LSU over Mississippi State.
I agree with you. I don't think Mississippi State should even be ranked. Their only credible team that they've beaten is Auburn, and we all know how good Auburn is. And LSU has a good offense, but they have a phenomenal defense. And Mississippi State relies on their offense to win, and their offense cannot outdo LSU's defense. So I think LSU is definitely going to win. Next, we have unranked Vanderbilt at number 14 Kentucky.
Kentucky, they're a great offensive team right now. Benny Snell Jr., probably one of the top running backs in the SEC. He's beaten, he scored 3 touchdowns, I believe, against Mississippi State. He scored touchdowns helped them win the South Carolina game, helped them win the Florida game. Vanderbilt, they just came off a loss against Florida. I don't think that Vanderbilt's going to bounce back this week. It's Kentucky all day.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think it's going to be a blowout. Kentucky's just more consistent and well-rounded, and I just don't think Vanderbilt can pull this one off. Kentucky is going to win by a blowout. And lastly, we have number 16 NC State at number 3 Clemson. What do you think?
Clemson, every year they typically have one loss going into the playoffs. They're usually upset at home for some odd reason or another. I got NC State going in there, upsetting them.
So I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think NC State should even be ranked, just like Mississippi State. They haven't beat any credible team. Clemson did almost let Syracuse slip by, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Clemson's going to take this one. Clemson, definitely. That's all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the J&J Show with Jake and Jason, and we hope to see you next week.